I'm David Lee Brush, PAL team leader with MOEAP, and I wanted to give you a quick update about what good trouble we got into this week. It was a bit chaotic, but we managed. The anti-transgender legislation was voted out of the Emerging Issues Committee in the House along party lines on Monday and will move to a Rules Committee at some point. There are now just 2 bills instead of 7, one for each of the sunsets. The House Education Committee kept changing things, but finally landed on Tuesday at 4 p.m. We put out a second call to action for testimony opposing House Bill 744 from Representative Baker, which is a watered down version of a parents' rights bill that's come up several years in a row. After a long executive session voting out the cell phone bans and other bills, hearing House Bill 116, a pilot program for media literacy and critical thinking coursework, Chairman Lewis decided to postpone the hearing on House Bill 744 at about 5:45 p.m. We had already left Jefferson City and submitted written testimony opposing 744 and supporting House Bill 116, so that wasn't as big an issue as we thought it was going to be. Thank you to everyone who submitted testimony. We contacted Chairman Lewis's office to confirm that all testimony submitted already will follow the bill to the rescheduled hearing whenever that happens. This also means, though, that we get a second bite at the apple for those who didn't testify already. The Senate was a busy place this week. Senate Education was scheduled to hear 3 bills we are following. We testified in person opposing Senator Bratton's Senate Bill 115, a broad education bill with divisive concepts, parents' rights, materials requirement to put down all the way down to lesson plans created by teachers posted on a website, and extending censorship from libraries and curriculum to even choose one lists for teachers who have kids choose one book to read. It basically gives some rights to parents while taking away rights from other parents. Senate Bill 160 by Senator Hudson covers belief-based leadership on college campuses. His bill attacks it differently by prohibiting litigation against institutions that discriminate in their leadership. The bill by Senator Coleman eliminating DEI was not heard after all, but we did testify for informational purposes on Senate Bill 68. Senator Henderson added a device ban language in a sub that we didn't know he was going to do. So we testified on the fly to get the same amendment for ELL students added that we did in the House. The committee also voted out a substitute combining the 2 chaplaincy bills that we opposed last week, and they voted out a sub for the open enrollment bills. This bill uses only the language of Senate Bill 215, which mandates participation and increases the number of students to 5% that can leave. They only included the bill number 70 on the bill, but none of the language from it. These bills have moved one step closer to floor debate. We stayed after the education hearing to support our partners of Promo in the Senior Family and Health Committee to testify against Senate Bills 75 and 26, a sunset ban removal of the sunset. And Hudson's bill goes one step further and not only removes the ban, but on the care on the sunset, but removes the provision, the grandfather provision. And then Senator Schnelting's bill changing the definition of sex to binary. The hearing was a very odd hearing due to time constraints, and Senator Crawford, the chairman of the committee, limited testimony on the bills to just 15 minutes for each side, but asked everybody to testify on only one bill, but they could submit written testimony. So we testified in the microphone on Senate Bill 75 and submitted forms for the rest. What actions are coming up this week? Well, as of the recording of this update, the House Legislative Rules Committee will vote on House Bill 875, the belief-based organizations bill from Representative Chappell. Chappell Roan's uncle, come to find out. And we don't know yet when that hearing is scheduled because it's multiple places on the agenda next week. So far, House Education has no bills that we're concerned about. And the Senate bills that are coming up, there's Senate Bill 212, that is a bathroom ban bill from Senator Fitzwater, and Senate Joint Resolution 6, which is a Parents' Bill of Rights to put into the Missouri Constitution from Senator Bratton. Thank you to everyone who answered our calls to action. We are in this time of the session where things move quickly. We can't control when they schedule hearings or how, and things can pop up at the last minute. We will do our very best to keep our calls to actions brief, easy to follow and act on, and send as few as we need to do with as much time as we can. But sometimes we have to send out more information as it comes in. Thank you so much for your flexibility on this. And I wanted to show you this week the difference that we're making. We've tracked about 4,000 individual testimonies submitted between the House and the Senate. And when you add up all the bills we've been monitoring, and 88% of the testimony that has come in aligns with MOEP's position. And of all the testimony that we've tracked so far, nearly 10% of that is coming from MOEP members. So we thank you very much for all the time you're taking to do these things. Check out the House and Senate websites for more information or reach out to us with questions at dlb@missouriequity.com. As always, rest, focus, and hydrate. We need all of you, but more importantly, find joy where you can and celebrate the small wins. We love and appreciate you all.